Good morning, everybody. How are you today? It is January 20th, Wednesday, Wobble Wednesday. My name is Karen. I'm here with Get Moving. Get Moving is, as I'm sure you know, all about helping people with mobility problems to get some exercise. Every weekday, 11 o'clock in the morning, you'll find us here and we will get some exercise. So if you have mobility problems, if you have a disability of some kind, if you are living with a chronic medical condition, if you are in pre or post surgery maybe, anything that stops you from moving as well as you hope, Get Moving is here to help you with exercise. I forgot to put this on the Facebook page before, but if you are seated, if you're a wheelchair user, let me back up a little bit. It is Wobble Wednesday. We're going to work on balance today. However, if you are seated, if you're a wheelchair user, or if you can't balance, if you can't stand, if you can't do that part of the training, the alternative exercise will involve using a resistance band or a cushion, a pillow, that kind of thing. So if you are seated, if you're a wheelchair user, if you are not going to be doing the standing and the balancing exercises today, go grab either your resistance band or grab a cushion or pillow or something like that, something squishy like a cushion or pillow. You got 30 seconds. Go quickly, grab it now while I witter away and pass the time for 30 seconds. So it is Wobble Wednesday. Every Wobble Wednesday, we help people with balance. When it comes to balancing, wobbling is good. That's why we call it Wobble Wednesday. A lot of people have a misconception when it comes to balance. You have to be able to stay dead still. No, that's not the case. If you missed it last Wednesday, I went into a bit of a deep dive into the different aspects behind balance, the different training aspects behind balance, ways that you can improve it. So if you want to learn a bit more about balance and balance training, have a look at last Wednesday's session. So no, wobbling is good when it comes to balance. We need to be able to shift our body weight around and shift our center of gravity around. It takes strength as well, and so we're going to be working on things like that today. Right then, so first of all, seated. Now I'll go on to the balancing one to give time to people to get the resistance bands they need. If you are standing, if you are going to be doing the balance exercise today, the exercise we're going to be doing is the standing starfish. So, nice and simple. Now, because it is a balance thing and we are going to be challenging our balance, please, if you're unsure, stand close to a wall, a table, a chair, or a person who is nice and solid and you can hold or just touch them for balance so you don't fall over. Falling over is bad, wobbling is good, don't forget. So, if you're unsure, stand close to a wall or something. The standing starfish. All it's going to be is we're going to shift our centre of gravity. And again, I talked about this a lot last week. So shift our centre of gravity onto one side and stick the other leg out to the side and hold it there. Balancing on one leg with one leg cocked out to the side there. Balancing away. So easier version, we'll make it a smaller move. We'll be just shift the weight over and this foot will be tapping. Just like that, just making sure you're nice and stable. The longer this foot is off the floor for, the harder it's going to be. So the more balancing on one leg, the harder it's going to be. If you need a bit of support, you can just sort of tap and touch your toes to the floor like so. That's on one side. And of course, what we do the same thing on the other side. We would shift our centre of gravity over onto supporting leg and then tap the other foot out, or just hover it out and balance on one leg. It depends on which version you want to do. This is the harder version. This is harder. And tapping is a bit easier. And that's a standing starfish. So that's what we'll be doing if you are standing, okay? If, however, you are seated, excuse me, and hopefully by now you've had a chance to grab your kit. If you are seated, we're going to do the hip abduction, pushing the legs outwards. So if you have a band, what we'll be doing is looping it around just below the knees and then pushing the knees outwards, stretching the resistance band and relaxing, stretching, relaxing, stretching and relaxing. Okay, that's if we're seated. And the tighter you have the band, the harder it is, but the looser you have the band, the easier it is. Okay? And that's our hip abduction. So that's what you do if you have your band. If you haven't got a band, but you've got yourself a cushion, now just imagine this ball of mine's a cushion, because I don't actually have a cushion down here, but a squidgy ball works just as well. If you don't have a band, while you're seated, get your cushion, jam it down the side of one leg and the outside of your chair, and then you will push your knee into the cushion and squish it out and then relax. Squish it out and then relax. So you'll be pushing against your cushion, your pillow, or ball in my case. You're going to push against it and then relaxing. Don't forget this cushion will be jammed in against your chair, okay? And you do that on one side, and the next time we will do the same thing on the other side. Jam the cushion in between your leg and the chair, and then squish that cushion and relax, okay? So they're the options for you if you're seated. Enough wittering from me though, I'm sure. So let's get things going. Excuse me. Now I have my timer. What have I got it set for? I've got it set for 25 seconds I'm going to do, because I like 25 seconds. It's a good number. So 25 seconds per exercise, okay? Our first one that we can all join in with, everybody, whether you're seated or standing, we're going to do marching on the spot. If you're seated, sit tall. March your legs up and down on the spot like so. Just getting as much movement out of your legs as you can. If you're standing, marching on the spot like so. And don't forget, like I said a lot of last time I was talking about balance, we shift our centre of gravity over and march. Shift our centre of gravity over and march. Okay. Simple marching on the spot. Everybody. In 3 seconds. In 2 seconds. In 1. And away we go, marching on the spot. Again, see my body weight shifting from one side to the other. I am not staying still, because if I do, I'll fall over. I am deliberately shifting my weight over. I'm shifting my weight over onto my other supporting leg. Shifting my weight over, and so on and so forth. That's how I do the marching. That's how I do the balancing. And that's time. I'm going to take my hat off. It's actually not cold today. So our first exercise then. So if you're seated, don't forget, get your band or your cushion, loop it around your legs, and you are going to stretch the band out and relax. And you repeat that for 25 seconds. If you are standing, we're going to standing starfish. I am going to be standing on my right leg. Okay, I'm going to balance on my right leg. 25 seconds worth. In 3, 2, 1, and away we go. So, standing starfish here. So again, this is the harder version, where my foot is, this one over here, my foot is hovering off the floor throughout. I'm balancing on one leg. Easier version, it's just going to be floating and tapping and making sure I'm nice and secure. But I'm using the muscles in this supporting leg. I'm balancing away, standing like a starfish obviously stands. I'm sure you've seen starfish standing just like that. And that's it. So our next exercise, everybody, shoulder rolls. If you're seated, sit tall, roll your shoulders back. If you're standing, stand tall and roll your shoulders back. If you can, roll your arms back. Okay? 25 seconds in 3, 2, 1, and away we go. So easier version for everybody, shoulder rolls. Harder version for everybody, arm rolls. Nice big moves. Let your shoulders come up, let the shoulders come back, and then they come down. Rolling up and around, getting as much movement out of your shoulders and your upper back as you can. Big moves are good moves and harder moves, and that's our time. So next bit. So again, if you're seated, grab your band, loop it around your knees. You know what you're doing by now. Stretch the band out, hold it for a second, and then recover, and then repeat. If we're standing, I'm going to be standing on my left leg. I'm going to be balancing on my left leg. 25 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. balancing like what a starfish does. Because like I said, I'm sure every single one of you, last time you went down to the seaside, you were playing in the rock pools and you saw starfish standing and balancing just like so. It's a common thing. I did marine biology in the university. That was my subject. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to starfish standing like so. Time. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me on this one. Our next exercise, knee bends. If you're seated, sit tall, kicking your feet out, back and forth like so. If you're standing, balancing again, shift the weight onto one side, kick one foot back towards your bum, like so. 25 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So kicking our feet back or kicking the feet out. Again, see my body weight shift from one leg and I shift it over to the other leg. I'm balancing, but I'm shifting my balance side to side while I'm bending my knees. Keeping those knee joints nice and mobile, making sure they are not getting stiff. We're warming them up, getting them moving, making them move. Time. So if we're seated, grab your band, round your knees. If we're standing, what are we doing? Standing on, what am I looking at? Standing on my left leg. Is that right? Yeah, why not? Standing on my left leg. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Now I have a feeling I may have mixed up on my board there. But do you know what? I'm not that worried. I've made many more mistakes than just this, so, forgive me. But I'm standing, I'm balancing. Again, if I need, I can tap this foot on the floor. Just if I'm losing my balance, I can tap it, regain it, and work some more. Time. Okay, Twisty Sarah's time now. So, seated or standing, same thing. Sitting tall, folding your arms, twisting one way and twisting the other way. Big moves in 3, 2, 1. Go. Big twist and then a big twist. So we're using our backbones, our spine. We're shifting it, we're twisting, we're keeping it mobile, we're keeping it moving. And we're using the muscles around our body here, around our core, to do the work. Thinking a shoulder comes forwards and the other shoulder comes forwards and so on and so forth. And that's our time. So next one. So standing on my right leg next. So if I'm standing, I'm going to be standing on my right leg. If I'm seated, again, I get the resistance band, loop it around my knees, stretch them out. 25 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Balancing away again. Notice how when I get into my balance, I shift my body weight and then I lift my foot off. I don't just try and lift my foot off because I'm going to fall over. I shift my body weight over and then I lift my foot up. That shifting the body weight is vital. It'll never work unless you do that shifting of the body weight. Time. A double tap time now. If you're seated, sit tall. As always, you know the drill, sit tall. One knee comes up twice. 1, 2, and then it goes down. Same on the other side. 1, 2, another side. 1, 2. So a seated double tap. If we're standing, shifting that body weight again, shifting it over, and a double tap. And then shifting it over, and a double tap. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Go. Shifting and double tap. Shifting and double tap. A small move down here is easier. A bigger move up here is harder. And of course, your job is to do the hardest version that you can do. Challenge yourself. Make life difficult for yourself. Make sure you succeed, obviously. Impossible is no good. Just difficult is spot on. That's our time. Okay then. So if we're seated, grabbing your band again. Grab your band, loop around your knees, stretch it out. If we're standing, where'd it go? Left leg. I'm standing on my left leg this time. In 3, 2, 1, go. Again, just leaning over. I can tap that foot on the floor just to make sure I'm secure, or I keep it up there for a second or two. The longer I keep it up between taps, the better. But see how I am leaning over. This leg, these muscles here are working hard. And I'm just leaning over and balancing away. Job done. What's next? Side bends, bendianas. So we went over these yesterday, at the end of the session yesterday. If you are unsure about why or how we do these, check out yesterday's session. Bendianas, seated or standing. One arm goes down, we bend sideways, like so. If we can, as one arm goes down, the other arm comes up and over. We make it as big a move as we can. 25 seconds in 3, 2, 1, go. A big bend, or as big a bend as you personally can do. Now I try, hopefully, I try and say this as often as I can, because I mean it, I really do. It does not matter whether you are better than me or worse than me or better or worse than anybody else around you. I don't care. Compare yourself to yourself. Do the best that you can do. You work hard, and that's all that matters. Time. Okay, if you're seated, ooh, lost my band. If you're seated, loop it round your legs again. Again, you're going to stretch the band out and relax. If you are standing, I am going to be standing on my right leg this time. Standing or balancing on my right leg. 3, 2, 1, go. So again, notice how I shift my centre of gravity over and then I lift my foot up. You've got to do it in those stages. It certainly will not work the other way around. Staying put, lifting the leg and then trying to shift the balance, that's never going to happen. Shift the weight and then lift the foot up. And hovering away there, balancing nicely. Time. Side bends. Squats and sit stands. So if you are seated, feet under, body weight forwards. Hopefully you've been using your bum muscles with elastic bands so far, so now you put them into practice. Drive down hard, heavy feet. Push down hard through the feet, make them heavy. And then you're going to stand up and then sit down as often as you can in 25 seconds. If you're standing, same thing but without the chair. Squats, feet flat, knees out, sit down, squat down and stand up. As many or as few times as you can. In 3, in 2, in 1, and away we go. Easier movement is a small movement there. So if you're unsure, if it's feeling a bit iffy, whatever, do a small movement, a small squat like so. And as you get better, as you get more confident, you make it a bigger, a lower squat. And then how low can you go is the question you ask yourself. Doesn't matter how low, as long as it is as low as you can go. I'll do one more. And there we go. Time. So, elastic band if you are seated, loop it around your legs. You know what to do now. If we're standing, I'm balancing on my left leg. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. I lean over onto my left leg and then I hover the other one. Again, keep it up, hovering for as long as possible. If you need, you can just dab it down to regain it. And then away you go again. This lean is important. This is what counterbalances things. We've got a heavy leg sticking out there and a heavy body sticking out there. They counterbalance each other. Time. Tight ropes and ankles. If you're seated, bending and flexing your ankles, get your heel to touch the floor. And then your toes. Heel, toes, heel, toes. And of course, what you do on one side, do the same on the other side. Heel, toe, heel, toe. If you're standing, tightrope walking. So, imaginary tightrope painted on the floor. Feet wide is easier. Feet narrow is harder. You decide which version. But with me, walking forwards, off we go. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Walking along that imaginary tightrope on the floor. Again, I got my arms out. They're helping counterbalance everything. They're helping me keep that center of gravity over my foot, or my feet rather, I guess. And now the same thing, going backwards, toes, heels, toes, heels. Now again, I'm talking about center of gravity, over my footprint, stuff like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about with that, have a look at last Wednesday's session, because I went into probably far too much detail and depth about balance and how to train it and how to exercise for it. Going forwards one more time, off you go. Now I find that kind of geeky stuff fascinating. I'm a geek though. Balance and starfish, they're my two favourite subjects, you know. You should see my Christmas list. My Christmas present list, it is all just about wishing for things that involve balance and starfish. This is amazing. And going backwards one last time, but that's because I'm a geek. But if you are a bit geeky too, if you want to understand about balance, if you want to get an idea of why we do this and how it can help, and how it can help you in particular, go have a look at last Wednesday's session. I geek out on it, it's great. There we go, time. And right leg. I'm going to be balancing on my right leg. Now, if you are seated, get your band, loop around, stretch the band. Otherwise, right leg, 3, 2, 1, go. So again, I shift my center of gravity and I flap my leg out to the side, dabbing it down if I need, or keeping it up there and holding that balance if I can. What's happening now here is I am figuring out where my center of gravity is and how to put it over the supporting foot. Also, I'm developing the muscles, the strength in this leg to be able to hold myself there. So kills two birds, one stone. It's a fantastic little exercise. Time. What's next? Fast feet. Who'd have thought it? Fast feet time. So, where did my timer go? Same thing, whether you're seated or standing. Quickness of feet. Now I'm going to change my timer down to 10 seconds because that's what we do fast feet for. 10 seconds. If you are seated, quickness of feet. Small movements but fast movements. You're going to be running on the spot. Just get your legs up and down like so. Knees coming up and down, up and down, up and down. They're not going far. It's not a big move. It's not that at all. It's a small movement, but it's a fast movement. And if you're standing, it's exactly the same thing, but of course we're standing, running on the spot. Small, fast movements. So only 10 seconds, 2 rounds of 10 seconds in 3, 2, 1, go. Running on the spot, moving our feet quickly. And away we go. Nice, just like so. Quick. Time. Shake my legs off. Okay. So that is round 1. We know for a fact the second time was always better than the first time. So we're going to do the same thing again. Legs quick. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Nice quick feet. Running up and down. Feet like a blur. Whoops. I'm running backwards. And time. Simple as. So now we've got penultimate one. Grab your band if you're seated, loop it around your legs. If we're standing, I'm standing on my left leg. Let me quickly change the timer. Back up to 25 seconds. There we go. So balancing on my left leg. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Leaning over and balancing. My legs up, my weight is over one side, my leg is over the other side, they're counterbalancing each other. Hovering this leg if I can. If I need, it's just dabbing on the floor to make sure I'm secure. But it's a nice long time balancing on one leg. Again, using the muscles in this leg to stabilize me. Time. Okay, last exercise now. Shadow boxing. It's the final 3 rounds, okay? 25 seconds each, shadow boxing. If you are seated, you're going to be sat. Fists are going to be up. You're going to be punching high. You're going to be punching low. You're going to be punching around the corner. You're going to be punching underneath. You're going to be punching down from the top. You're going to be doing everything you can to fight this imaginary person in front of you and get yourself out of breath. cardio time. If you are standing, same idea, but of course it is Wobble Wednesday. We're going to be thinking a lot about our footwork. I want you to, in this case, shuffle forwards and backwards as much as you can. Move yourself forwards and backwards, okay? As much as you can for 25 seconds. Everybody ready? In 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. So punching away, and if you're standing, deliberately move forwards, deliberately move backwards. Shuffle, move your body weight, shift that central gravity, and keep your feet moving forward and backwards. And of course, punch while you can, and time. So that's round 1. We've only got 2 rounds left, that's it. It's not long, we're going to be good. So if we're standing, same idea, but this time I want you to think about side steps. As you're punching, I want you to step sideways or other sideways, to the left or to the right. Side steps, okay? In 3, 2, 1, off you go. Punching, but keep your feet moving one way or the other. Side step to the left, side step to the right. Swap your legs if you like, but again, sideways like a little crab. Starfish, balancing, and crabs, my 3 favourite pet subjects. There we go, time. Now the 3rd and final round. This is it, nothing else after this. Give you your best shot. So now we're going to mix it up. We're going to sometimes go forwards and backwards, sometimes to the left and right, and we're just going to move around the floor, okay? Fancy footwork, like you're doing the waltz, okay? Last round. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So yes, dancing is a sub. Okay, that cut out everything. We're going to do that one more time, okay? Final round, okay? 25 seconds. Last round. Move forwards, backwards. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, off you go. Punching away and moving forwards and backwards. Your choice, exactly how you do it, but as long as your feet are moving all the time. Like I said, dancing is my specialist subject. I taught Fred Astaire everything he knows. He was jealous of me. But, you know, never mind. Keep yourself going. And now, time we have done. And I nearly trip over the cable yet again. Well done. With that extra little bit of punching at the end because my internet dropped off for longer than normal. Have a breather. Relax. Sit yourself down. Make sure everything is okay. Make sure your breathing is coming back down to normal. Make sure your body feels all right. Now, fingers crossed, you should be feeling a bit tireder, yes, but definitely moving better than you did half an hour ago, I hope. All your major joints, hopefully, they're all moving a bit smoother, a bit bigger, with a bit more speed, a bit more focus, and just being able to move better, hopefully. We do this every Wobble Wednesday. Balance is key. So every Wobble Wednesday we do this. We'll be back again tomorrow on Thinking Thursday, where we think about things. We plan ahead. We figure out, we don't just go through the motions. We assess, we analyse what we're doing, and we don't accept what we've got. We figure out ways for ourselves, because we're all independent people, we're all adults here, we're all grown-ups. We figure out for ourselves how we can make ourselves a tiny bit better. We think it through. So, like I said, get moving. We do this every weekday morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. However, as of next week, we'll only be doing it 4 times a week. I won't be able to do it on Mondays, I'm afraid. We've got another project going on Monday mornings now. So there will no longer be a Monday session, I'm afraid. I'll tell you all about what's happening instead, but I am busy, I'm afraid, and I have another project I have to do on Monday morning. So there will not be any more sessions on a Monday morning, I'm afraid. But 4 days a week, we're going to still be here. we'll still be doing this. You can still laugh at my funny face as I dance around and make silly noises in my garage in front of a phone, because what else is there to do, eh? So thank you very much, boys and girls. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you on Friday. But don't forget, as of Monday, there won't be a session on Mondays. But we will be here tomorrow. Thank you very much. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.